Hello, Detective Banks. I want to play a game.
You should probably run. Hell no.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Woman in Black from 2012.
This Friday,
I feel she's there, trying to reach me.
don't see it alone. The Woman in Black, rated PG-13, this Friday.
The Woman in Black stars Daniel Radcliffe, Roger Allam, Janet McTeer, Mary Stockley, Misha Handley, and it's directed by James Watkins. The plot of The Woman in Black is that Arthur Kipps, portrayed by Daniel Radcliffe, a widowed lawyer, is sent to a remote village to sort out the affairs of a recently deceased eccentric. But upon his arrival, it soon becomes clear that the house belonging to his client is haunted. Before I get started with my positives and negatives, I would like to say is that I have seen this movie before. I saw it as soon as it came out on DVD. That was the only time I saw it until now upon this rewatch. And I remembered liking it back then. Liking it enough. But I wanted to see if I still like the movie now, years later. And also, back then and now, back then I wanted to see, because, at the time only knew Daniel Radcliffe from the Harry Potter films as Harry Potter himself, but, was curious to see what else he could, what else he's capable of as an actor. I thought it was pretty good back then as well, and I wanted to see if he was still as good as I thought he was in this movie years later. So basically this is just to see how well this film holds up almost a decade later since the first time I watched it. Daniel Radcliffe. He does a really good job in this movie. It is a different character than Harry Potter, that's for sure. And I think he portrays the role with a lot of subtlety and nuance to his role. And he did a really good job. In fact, most of the acting in this movie is really good. Another positive I have is the cinematography. The cinematography is beautiful in this, actually, especially for a horror film. Also, the pacing of the film is really good too. This film is roughly a little over an hour and did not feel like that. Also, the production design is amazing, and it's what they were able to do with the house as a character in that was really good. And everything from the production design, the costuming, the props and wardrobes and that, really good. Also, they said they did, I watched the documentaries and that of this movie, the making ofs and that, and they said they did not want to make this into a period piece movie, even though they have the actors in that dressed in the time period this supposedly takes place and that, and everything like that screams a period piece. But the writing itself in that, they did not want it to make it a period piece film. With the writing and how the actors talk in that. They wanted it to feel like it's timeless. And I think they got that down for the most part. Also, another thing I like about this movie is that for the most part, it tries to build up suspense and tension. It doesn't, for the most part, try to go for some of the cheap tricks. Which, here's the thing they kind of do, but I'll get to that in my negatives. The amount of jump scares they do end up using in this movie, which, to be fair, by horror movie standards isn't much, especially modern day horror movie standards isn't much, and it's only played, they only use the jump scares tactics, during the first act of the movie, and that's it. I can only recall one in one of the later acts, the third act, and that's it, and it flew by really quickly. And also, another negative I have is the music. The music is just stock, generic horror movie music, seriously. There's some bits of music that it looks like it sounds like it comes from the movie Dead Silence, which came out in 2007. So, several years before. There's some bits of music that sounds like it came from the Nightmare on Elm Street remake from 2010. In fact, I could show you here as examples. I thought the music was generic, like it could be placed among, like you could really just pop in any horror movie music and it would just be as generic. Another negative I have, it's not a huge negative or anything like that, it's not like I'm going to lose sleep over it or something like that, but it's like, there's something that happens at the end, there's a whole thing that happens in the end, and that kind of somewhat negates most of this movie. It kind of makes most of this movie pointless, at least the kind of goal this movie was trying to reach for. Like there was a set goal for the main character, and it kind of renders that pointless. So, but it's not as bad as it could have been with that. I still think the ending still matched with most of the movie, so it's not like it completely disregard most of the movie entirely, and that it just didn't match with the rest of the entire back end of the movie. So with that said, I'm going to give The Woman in Black a 4 out of 5 stars. Honestly, this is a pretty good movie. A pretty good horror film, actually. Now, is it one of the best horror films? No. I definitely don't see myself playing as one of the best horror films. But it is actually a relatively good horror movie, especially to come out of modern day. I don't see it becoming like a classic or anything like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street even, or even films like Saw and that. I don't see it becoming as classic as any of these movies I'm mentioning. Like, I don't see people putting this film like way up there in their list. I could see this being within my top 15, maybe 20 horror films I've ever seen, or so. Just, whatever. I definitely see this being decently up there in the list. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.